Ghosts and Ghouls, Warlock Boo here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Ninja Batman. Now, is that a comic book? It sounds like a comic book, I hear you saying. No, Ninja Batman is not a comic book. Ninja Batman is an anime or a cartoon on some sort of level of other. I'll explain. Ninja Batman was announced earlier this year, last year. I can't quite remember. But what it is it's an anime adaptation of the Batman series. It was created with very big name anime directors, music, voice talents, all of that coming together to create a Batman series. So in a way, it's anime with a Western influence, which I find kind of neat. Now, what is Ninja Batman about? Well, it starts with Batman infiltrating Arkham. All the villains have gathered in Arkham Asylum with Gorilla Grodd, because Gorilla Grodd's going to show them a machine. Batman thwarts their plans, but makes the machine activate. And it sends all the villains and his team back in time. Where they go? Feudal Japan, in fact. The villains take over the identities of feudal Japanese lords, and Batman has to bring them down. Simple, right? I know, it gets freaking weird. I mean, so just freaky weird mechs start popping up, and monkey giants, and giants made out of monkeys, sorry. It's so weird. The story itself is so in times nonsensical that it makes no sense. Batman at one point starts to have doubts about himself because he doesn't have his technology to fight the bad guys with. Which, if you're a Batman fan, that's kind of offensive to a degree. He has fought in plenty of villains without any of his tech before. He's done about tech. He can work without tech. I mean, he was trained without tech. In a lot of the series, he goes without tech. So that they thought he had to have it was a little insulting to his character. But I guess it gave him character art. The one of the great parts, though, is the characters, the feudal lords, the villains take over for, makes sense to a degree. They studied history and really looked into this. The Joker is spot on for the lord he takes over for. I can't remember their names. But the Lord is known for making quotes like, I am the great devils of heaven, fourth sons of so on. And the Joker copies that. I mean, it feels like a perfect match. You have Gorilla Grodd, takes over for a Lord known as the Monkey. I mean, come on. Then you have Two-Face, who takes over for a guy that's known for betraying people, and he does it twice. It's so good and so great, but not all the characters get a lot of depth. You have Joker and Harley Quinn, who of course do. You got Catwoman, and then the main group, and then Gorilla Grodd. They're the ones that get a lot of depth. No one else really does, and it's disappointing. I feel like the characters weren't used properly. It does hurt me a little here, because one of them was Deathstroke, which for some reason has a southern accent in this. I watched the dub. I'm sorry. But he has a southern accent. Why? I don't know. He's never had a southern accent before, so I guess because he likes guns? Maybe? Kinda? I don't know. But it's weird. But the designs of the characters themselves, I like mostly. You have the one that really benefits is Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy is a character who I've never liked her designs in comic. I'm sorry, I just haven't. But in this, they give her more of an anime-esque design. Instead of red hair, pink hair, her clothes are more samurai-based because she's in feudal. And I just kind of like the way they made her look, the way they made her feel and act. She has two giant vine monsters next to her, and she's rubbing their head like the diabolical villain she is. And I like that feel of her. I like the way it makes her look. Yet she still looks like an enchantress that will seduce you and then kill you with a poison kiss. I mean, it was a nice combo. Penguin looks like Penguin. Deathstroke looks like Deathstroke. Everyone looks like they should. The Joker has a green mustache, which is off-putting a little bit. Joker shouldn't have a mustache. Every time I see him in a comic and they give him a mustache in like Batman Nightmare, it doesn't feel right, but I can work with it. The redesigns, though, were real nicely done. The armor, the way they made him look more feudal was great. Now, Batman's team, on the other hand, they did some interesting things. A lot of them look like feudal versions, except Red Hood. He takes on the basket head guy instead of his Red Hood persona, so he looks like a traveling monk. Now, and I like that. That's a nice historic nod to what actual ninjas did, to what they were what they would do to disguise themselves. They keep in his aggression. Like at one point, the Joker forgets who he is and thinks he's a simple farmer, and him and Harley Quinn are living as farmers. And of course, Red Hood finds him and starts beating him to death. Just pow, pow. Tell me that you're the Joker, you know? Batman stops him, of course, and is like, this isn't the Joker. He has no madness in his eyes. He literally doesn't remember who he is. I've seen him fake it so many times. I know when he's telling the truth. Of course, the Joker is telling the truth, but he purposely wiped his memory, and the smell of a certain flower would remind him who he was. And of course, he was growing those stupid flowers. Which it has a lot of meaning in Japanese lore, and I'm not getting into that. I watched Gaijin Goomba's video on it, okay? That's why I know this. It wasn't a review, it was just on the lore. I watched his lore video. But one character, though, that I think was done very poorly, was Damian Wayne. They have all the versions of Robin in this. You got Nightwing, you got Red Hood, you got Red Robin, you have Damian Wayne. All of them act like it. You got Red Robin being the more intelligent, you got Dick Grayson, Nightwing being the leader. You got Red Hood being the aggressive one. And then they went for a Ninja Turtle feel and made Damian the kid. They made him like childish and happy and amazed. That's not Damian. Damian is aggressive. He thinks he's better than everyone. He is so stuck up, but at the same time trying to be good. He wants to be his father, and he knows he is good at it, but he has so much trouble with being humble. But at the same time, he is trying, and in the comics, that's what makes him a great character. He tries, but in this, they have him just being, oh golly, Batman, let's do this. Oh, I found a monkey sidekick I have now that I can magically understand, and he can understand everything I say. What the fuck was that? I mean, come on. There is one scene where he fights Poison Ivy and puts the sword to her throat. And I can't remember the line he tells her, but I think it's something like, don't get up. And he just says it in such a dark, scary voice that felt like Damian right there. That sword to the throat was that threat. That was Damian Wayne. Not this little punk who just, oh, I'm happy to be here. Yeah, la, la. It annoyed me. I like Damian. He's my son's favorite version of Robin. My favorite version's Nightwing. I love Nightwing. He's awesome. Another character I really don't feel they used enough is Nightwing. But yeah. Then you get the villains, like I said, were spot on, perfect incarnations from what we saw. And the story does get weird. They all build giant frickin' mechs and have a mech battle. Batman combines an army of monkeys with an army of bats to make a giant Batman. Fights the mechs that way. And then when he's fighting Joker, you think he dies, but it turns out it's a bunch of bats disguised as him, and he comes out without a scratch and attacks Joker because, yeah, they could fake that. All in the end, they get sent back, and, everything's good and go. But it's so weird and over the top. It made me laugh in spots. I liked it. The action. Oh, the action was dead on. It was perfect. Every scene felt needed when they had action. And they didn't have action when they didn't. This is something I hope they do more of. I hope they do more like this. Batman Ninja 2 would be good. Or Batman something made from the same studio would be amazing. I'd like to see their take on Scarecrow. He would be a great one. I mean, he knows different types of martial arts. I would really like to see their take on an animatized Scarecrow. Uh, the voice acting was okay. I mean, some fit better, others didn't. Catwoman really felt like she fit. So did Alfred. Then you got characters like I said, the Robins really doesn't fit. Deathstroke doesn't fit. Stuff like that. But that's just nitpicking at this moment. They weren't bad, so I can live with them. What do I rate this? Rate this a 7 or 6.5, 7, a 7, and I give it my solid. Go see this. At least rent it. It's a very good movie with some glaring plot holes, and if you can get by the "what the hell is this" stuff, you'll be fine with it. I liked it. It felt like a more of an introduction to Batman for Japan than actually made for American audiences, which I'm fine with because that means they may do more of these, and I would be okay with that. I'd like them to do other versions like a Superman or a Green Lantern or Wonder Woman anime. I think that would be brilliant. They did do the Marvel animes. If you guys ever want me to review that, comment below and I will. But tell me what you think down below. Did you like this? Did you not? What did you think of all of this? Was it so over the top that it ruined Batman for you? Just explain it to me. Tell me what you think. And if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to me. I do these reviews so much, and if you guys want something special reviewed, make sure to subscribe so you know I'm reviewing it. But until then, this has been Warlock Boo, hoping to be spooking y'all later. Bye!